Troopers and grinders, welcome to Hank's Think Tank, where your boy, the schizophrenic war veteran and potential victim of addiction in Kensington, Pennsylvania, Hank the Tank, goes through the craziest and the cringiest, like that guy from The Simpsons when he chews on lemon, in MMA news. And Kobe Wiggle has a very important comment that I will get to at the end of the show. Never forget 9/11. Absolutely, Kobe Wiggle. It is paramount that we honor the lives lost on that day and the tragedy that unfolded into. Never forget it. Absolutely. But I will get to that towards the end of the show. Right now, I want to let you know about all the strange secrets and spillings of the beans that we've seen from the MMA world over the last couple of days. Thankfully, not a lot of drama, because I don't want to have a heart attack just reading it all out to you. God damn it. But there are some interesting fight announcements. There's some weird stuff involving Dana White. But then again, when is there not weird stuff involving Dana White? And there's a surprise appearance, Troopers and Grinders. Don't read the title. Don't read the title. I don't want you to see it. It's too incredible for you to even stomach, you know. This man who we once thought was gone is somehow back once again. I was 14. Yeah. I was 18. Yep. I was in my mom's womb. I was technically, I guess you could say, born, but I had no idea what the hell was going on. But yeah, it was a sad day indeed. Tell us the stories, Court Jester. Jumped right into the Marines. Wowie. Hey, Anakin MMA, good to see you, my guy. Thank you very much for posting a clip of SkateTank MMA with my 168 reaction. I was channeling the late, the great Beavis of the famous duo and band in the 80s, Beavis and Butthead. But I give all my credit to that very wise and not hair looking like a scrotum kid. Very intelligent fellow, I'm telling you. Anakin, it's very nice to have Anakin here. Although I think he might just be Michael Myers in disguise. I'm not completely sure, Troopers and Grinders. He has a very hollowed out face. Either that or he's William Shatner after A Day in the Rain. Cool, Matua. I wanted the Navy, but I did something dumb and messed up my chances. I wanted to join it, Berber, but then I tell you, the pot of gold, it attracted me to the promised land. Anakin, sup, brother? I love the community that we've created, Troopers and Grinders. It is quite the community we've assembled here. Oh, Jesus. We got beef. We got beef. You guys need to make some diss tracks towards each other. One after the other, back to back, baby. Yeah, how you doing, guys? Just a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to get into the best in MMA news. I want to hear your initial reactions to everything that's been happening today. Can I do a jump scare? Jesus Christ. Hubba hubba, lady. I wanted Navy too. My grandpappy was in the Navy. My grandpappy was overseas as well in his own. It's where I got my nickname. That's right, Kobe Wiggle. Shouldn't you get an early night's sleep? He exposed you. Leprechaun West, Kobe, good to see y'all here. With fantastic work from you, Anakin MMA. What is your favorite Halloween movie? What is your favorite installment in the Halloween franchise? I'll always love the first one, but I do like a few of the remakes in. Well, there's one that in the 90s, which was solid, and then there was like the 2010s when John Carpenter came back to direct, and I think that was a good time. My GPAs were military, and my uncle was Navy, and he'd been ever. All right. Well, let's get into Hank the Tank's first bit of MMA news for all the Troopers and Grinders out there. I know you guys are uninformed maggots who don't know anything happening outside of NAM, so I'm going to have to tell you. Dana White might just be trying to bribe MMA fans into buying still available tickets for UFC 306 happening this weekend. He claimed at the Contender Series post-fight press conference yesterday, lots of news that I'm going to tell you about that regarding his media appearances during Contender Series. He claimed at the press conference yesterday that there will be Easter eggs during UFC Noche's short films in between the fights. It's not even fucking April. And that the fan who can spot all of them will win 25,000 baht from Chelsea, Sichongang. No, never mind. It's just $25,000. It's not. But watch. MMA enthusiasts have taken to Elon Musk's crappy version of Twitter and accused Dana of attempting to bribe unwilling UFC fans into paying 4 to 5 digits of their hard-earned cash to watch a 10-fight card with O'Day Osborne in the opening bout. News. It's like Jake Paul wants to chase IShowSpeed. I hope they both knock each other out. News. It's like the Simpsons cast when that evil snake oilsman comes in talking about the monorail. Mono do. Mine's like Rob Zombie remake, which was intense, but my favorite was the 5th one. That's a good one. That is a good one, Leprechaun. I agree. That's a good one. It's an excellent installment. That is a good one. That's a good one. I agree, Sean Moody. That's a good one. I show Speed a TikToker and was trying to fight Muay Thai. He's a fucking loser, man. He's a crazy person. O'Day Osborne is cool, wildly inconsistent, though. Yes. And that's why everyone's surprised that he's opening up the main card. Anyway, I continue with my story. We're not sure if this is the intent of Dana White in offering a cash prize. But if it is, this just reeks of desperation from Dana and the UFC and shows how much of a flop their selling and profit models have been for the sphere since the very beginning, in my opinion. Sean O'Malley is the main event. L. Over half the fights have no-name Mexican rookies. L. The psychotically high prices of seating just because it's in the sphere. L. Relying on Academy Award-winning editors and cinematographers for the spectacle instead of fucking fights on a fight card. L. Standing room only for floor seats in a 6-hour event. Disgraceful L, troopers and grinders. Disgusting L. Let's get some L's in the chat. Spam it. Spam the letter L. If you're a fan of Sesame Street and you've done your research and you've learned from Sesame Street, why don't you show us the letter L, children? L. Can you spell L? I'm gonna tell you how to get to Hank's think tank. So anyway, this whole card seems like the moment the UFC has officially jumped the shark. Can I get some shark emojis, troopers and grinders? Can I get some little sharks nipping at some people jumping the shark? Can I get some sharks? I just keep going like no chill. Hey, can I get some no chill MMA emojis in the chat, guys? Anyway, it feels like the UFC has officially jumped the shark in terms of their success. It's non-existent, and they're in such a bad spot marketing-wise that they're trying to forge the success at this point, guys. Just lower the seating prices to reasonable levels, Dana. Maybe lower the pay-per-view prices, too, to make up for bad seating. Don't try to con some more rich people and degenerates and TikTokers into getting tickets for the Met Gala of combat sports. You Jones-sucking joke. There you have it. Yeah, fuck the sphere. We are revolting, troopers and grinders. We are standing up in arms. Can I get some fire emojis, troopers and grinders? So we are burning down the sphere. We are destroying the entire venue to teach the UFC and Dana White a lesson. Like the ending of Frankenstein. Burn it down! Burn the windmill down! Let's get fire! Emojis. Fuck the sphere. Fuck the sphere. Actually, show some circles in the fire next to it to show the sphere burning down. Are they going to have mats so the crowd can fight each other? Yeah, I'd hope so. Be more entertaining than what's happening in the building. $4,000 is crazy. Absolutely. It's fucking ridiculous. Nobody worth their salt would be able to. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Some shampoo and some goats emojis. Fucking gotta get some lube for the goat. Well, you gotta have something to get it up, troopers and grinders, because you know Jones can't do it himself. Anyway, yeah. So basically, what do you guys think of the sphere? Do you think it's going to be a success? You know, everybody had an opinion regarding UFC 300. They all thought it was going to suck, and they were somewhat right in doing so. And then it turned into one of the greatest MMA events we've ever seen. So you think the UFC is going to pull this out of the bag and somehow find a way to make this thing a good show? Let me know. Directed by Dana White. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Destroy it. Yes. I'm getting off, man. This is fantastic. Hell yeah, troopers and grinders. My sadomasochism is running wild. 4K, I better be able to piss on the floor. Yeah. I'm gonna spank my monkey. The last 3 fights are great fights. That is true, Matua. The Matua card, the main card is fantastic. Jesus Christ, there's a bug. But yeah, the last stretch of the card's pretty good. It's too bad. Oh, I think I got it. No, I didn't. Oh shit. But I think that most of the prelims, almost all of the prelims and the early bouts are just, I mean, they got good talent. It's just no name value and definitely not big enough for the biggest card of all time, right? Just makes no sense. Make it make sense. Hey, Saudi paid for it, brother. Yeah, exactly. Sean makes an excellent point. If Saudi Arabia paid for the damn thing, what do you usually do when Saudi pays for something? You make it a good freaking card and you stack it to high heaven. Just look at UFC 308 and it's got like an unfair amount of fantastic dream fights. And then with 306, it's like O'Day Osborne. Oh, that's a fantastic kid. Oh, Daniel Zellhuber. Who hasn't heard of Daniel Zellhuber? Or Xing Lang. He's fantastic. I love everything about this kid. UFC dropped the ball. Well, the thing is, Leprechaun, they never had the ball to begin with. They never had the balls. And John Jones doesn't either unless he uses the medication. He's going to pull it out of the bag. Okay, well, there's Kobe Wiggles' very confident prediction. I don't think the UFC is going to make a lot of money off 306, but it'll be a good event anyway. I agree, especially towards the end. The second half is going to be a lot better. If the Mexican talent can find a way to get some absolutely incredible finishes, and I know that Manuel Torres can find a way to do it, this could be a very memorable event and worth it. Because remember, the UFC always tries to do something to make Sean O'Malley look good. They're giving him a main event of the Sphere, for God's sake. And by the way, that brings me to another topic, Troopers and Grinders. I think everybody knows it, but only the big YouTube channels are saying out loud. Sean O'Malley ain't a pay-per-view star, is he? I really don't think that he's a pay-per-view star yet, especially since he fought an absolute loser in fucking Marlon Cheeto Vera, and he's just generally cringe as a personality, and he has this certain age demographic just like Izzy, but it's not. He doesn't have the UFC on his shoulders. They're putting themselves on O'Malley. They're allowing O'Malley to sit on their shoulders so they can lift him up. I like Orshi Lang. Yeah, I like him too, a little bit, but he's inconsistent, and I don't think he's really a star. So, I mean, you want the Sphere card per Dana White to be one of the best cards you'll ever see. You're not going to do that with Academy Award-winning directing and cinematography and vignettes. You're going to do it through good fights. And it just feels like Dana is very out of tune and out of touch with the UFC fan base and what they actually want. He used to be a fight nerd. Now he's not. That's the Brazilian guys. And he just cares about money and his legacy at the end of the day, like all the old men in business usually get to. I do like Dana's statement of it being a love letter to Mexican fighters. Well, Matua, if it's a love letter to Mexico, why aren't they hosting it in Mexico? Why aren't they having it? They've been there before, but no, we got to have it in Vegas. But let's just pretend that it's about Mexico and have all the people, all the Latinos who have been in U.S. citizens forever just here at the card, and we'll pander to them instead of the actual Mexicans. Was the hype up to Jake Paul and Mike Perry fight insane? It was all right. It was pretty standard in my view. But yeah, I just feel like if you're going, and by the way, here's another thing. If you actually care about Mexican heritage and Mexican pride and Mexican culture, why would you have the ticket sales be that high? Wouldn't all the fucking elitist whites be able to afford those, and elitist blacks as well? But just general elitists, people who are the cream of the crop of this society. Unless you got a fucking cartel member in the box seats, I don't think you're going to have that much real Mexican representation, Mexican working class at the Sphere. So it's clearly just a hype. You would talk about a hype job. That's a hype job. Should have made Batista versus Aldo at the Sphere. Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been real cool. He's the Rainbow Warrior. Yes, sir. Michelle Pereira versus Anthony Hernandez should be on the main card at 306. Yeah, that makes so much sense, and they didn't do it. God, why the fuck do they have O'Day Osborne there, man? It's just bad, dude. Hey, if you're going to have it in, Vegas and it's catering to the Mexican-American crowds, have a Mexican-American there. You probably got a bunch of Mexican-Americans who are in the UFC. Why aren't they on the card? What's the word, Hummingbird? I'm doing fantastic, Sven Svensson, just talking about how the UFC 306 card is a disgrace. And Dana's getting to the point of actually paying people to buy tickets. Even Yair and Ige should have been on there. Yeah, so much that And why isn't Moreno on there either? They just had no game plan going in. Svensson. Because Mexicans will eat them. Mm-hmm. Never mind, buddy. Were you at No Chill Show the other day or yesterday? I was. But that shit's fucking stressful, so I want to limit that. Elitist Mexicans exist. It's true. What do you think who do you think cartels are rooting for? They're probably rooting for Raul Rosas Jr. They've bought his mama the house already, you know? As long as he smuggles the drugs in. Do you like the Bob Burger movie? Bob's Burgers. I'm all right with Bob's Burgers. I just I don't know about the show. Never found it all that funny compared to like Archer or Simpsons. Anyway, next bit of Hank's Think Tank news. Rafael Fiziev is back, troopers and grinders. Finally, Fiziev's back. He's finally been medically cleared to return for a fight in the UFC lightweight division tonight. And he's listed some potential names he wants in a recent interview. Fiziev wants a November or December return date, and he says he'll take anyone in the lightweight division, but has his eyes set on either Beneil Dariush or Dan Hooker. With Dan Hooker, he expects an absolute war, an absolute banger, bro. What it do, SkateTank crew? And a chance to prove he's an actual prospect at lightweight. And with Beneil, he would have a more technical affair reliant on his speed and power. But those are the parameters set by Fiziev. I would tell Fiziev to take the Dariush fight if it was offered to him, since, in my opinion, it's the easier matchup, especially with him coming off an injury. It's the smartest move. And in my opinion, he has the opportunity to knock out Beneil with one punch like Armin did. If he was able to do it against RDA, I could definitely see him getting it done against Beneil, like in the 5th round. I feel like Fiziev's power is a little bit overrated. And if I were him, I'd ask for a fight night main event that goes over 5 rounds. It would give him more opportunities to catch Beneil than if it were just 3 rounds. Against Hooker, I would also call for 5 rounds because Fiziev hasn't had a great track record of winning or looking dominant in 3-round fights, while Dan the Man Hooker is farming wins in 3-round fights. Expect another Gaethje-like upset if this is a feature fight instead of a main event. Still, I can't wait for Fiziev to come back for a fight. It's been too long and honestly undermined the movement of the lightweight division to have him just stuck there at number 5, number 6 forever. So it's good to see the clog finally getting loosened. And welcome back, Rafael Fiziev. Hey, Mr. Toad, wonderful to see you. Paul Craig is a weird matchup for a wrestler who's only been training MMA for 3 to 4 years. Yeah, it is strange. I feel like I've heard people talk about a potential Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig matchup before, though, to see if, okay, can he take his opposition down, but what if he deals with a guy who has BJJ and can potentially put him in submission holds when he's on top? How will Bo Nickel respond to it? So in my opinion, it's actually a pretty good challenge for him. And I feel like it's been way too long since I don't think Bo Nickel has ever really dealt with the challenge so far in his UFC career. So everybody's been asking for him to get a ranked opponent at some point or somebody close to the rankings if he's as good as he says. So I say it's a good thing to give him Paul Craig and give him someone just inside or outside the rankings to actually test him, because I think that's most fans' problem with him. Figgy, Izzy. I don't know where I'm going with this. Yeah, it's strange. Maybe they could all be in some sex cult, troopers and grinders. They could all be in some fucking satanic worshipping gang of hoodlums underneath a tree somewhere. That they're all working together, whether it's Brazil, Australia, or wherever the fuck Fiziev's from. Where the fuck is Fiziev from? I thought it was Azerbaijan, Australia and Brazil are all working together to make a power, new access, troopers and grinders. They're coming for us all across different continents. It's a new world order, and they all touch their dogs. Botched. Who is Paul Craig fighting? He's fighting Bo Nickel. That is the wrestler that doesn't have a lot of experience, but I say give him a real challenge, troopers and grinders. Let's see if he's actually legit. He's all grown up. At this point, they've given Raul Rosas Jr. harder opponents than Bo Nickel. He's absolutely getting the Dana White treatment. Yeah, Dan Hooker should be fighting Gaethje. Yeah, that'll definitely be a good matchup. It'd be a fun one. I don't want Fiziev to fight Dan Hooker. I think it would be a fun matchup for sure. But I feel like Dan Hooker's scratched and clawed his way to the top. So at this point, he deserves a top contender. Thank you for doing Think Tank. No problem, Kobe Wiggle. My pleasure. My pleasure. Just realized that's a Battletoad. Yes, it's the Battletoads. One of the hardest games ever made, let me tell you. Oh, another Azerbaijan, another dictator-led country. Exactly, Matua. You're starting to understand Hank the Tank's logic that he accumulated from years and years of PTSD and hatred for the other man. Is Bo a way better striker after 4 years of MMA training than Craig, who's been doing this for 15 years now? Probably, to be honest. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, because even Caio fucking Baralho was able to put him out. And that was before the Cannonier fight when he wasn't having knockouts against anybody. So, yeah, in my opinion, I feel like this is going to be an even matchup. Doesn't matter. Bo is way faster than Paul Craig, and Paul Craig could honestly get knocked down by a paper bag at this point. What's your favorite part from the Simpsons movie? That's a good question, Kobe Wiggle. That is a good question. I always loved the emotional moment when Marge plays the videotape for Homer about all the family memories and all the old family pictures that they had together before she leaves him. I thought that was a really well done piece of filmmaking. Yes, Battletoads is a classic, Berber. That's right, Sean Moody. Paul Craig is dope for nickel. Do I get dope for a nickel, Matua? Could I get dope for a nickel? Nickel beats up Craig on the floor. That's true, but he could get caught. It's very easy to fall into the triangle of Paul Craig, and that's the doubt there. Nickel pounds him out on the ground. No Jones. Spider Pig does whatever a Spider Pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig. Look out. Here comes the Spider Pig March. Whenever there's a fixed march, there goes the Spider Pig. Rather see him and Hermanson. Yeah, Jesus Christ. that would be like Hermanson taking on Mini Joe Piper. Be like Mini Joe Piper. Be like the smaller ginger. I'm glad Bo finally getting some better competition. Exactly. He's going to smoke the Bear Jew. Yes, sir. Very interesting wording you used right there, Sven Svensson. Be very careful, my guy. But yeah, I'll probably beat the shit out of him. Hank, my God, Dana is petrified of the fishbowl effect with the gigantic sphere screen. Yeah, he's just like the actual villain of the Simpsons who put the dome over Springfield. So it's Simpsons movie 2, Electric Boogaloo. Run away, troopers and grinders. Apocalypse is nigh. Did you go to Disneyland before? No, I didn't, Kobe Wiggle. I never went to Disneyland. And how could you even accuse me of going to Disneyland? I did. I have gone to Disneyland before. I went there 3 times, actually. I have been there a good amount of times. I am in California. First time, God, do I even remember the first time? I do remember because I went on the Indiana Jones ride and the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And those are always the GOAT rides at Disneyland. And the second time I went with my mama. And because we had other stuff that we were doing in California, and that just happened to be a trip on the way. And then I went with a good friend of mine. Oops. Hello. More fighters from Scotland, please. Well, here's the thing, Matua. If you want more fighters from Scotland, Cage Warriors just hosted an event in Glasgow that had like 10 Scottish fighters on the card, and a vast majority of them won. So if you want more fighters from Scotland, you should go message Dana. Actually, don't message Dana because he's never trustworthy. Go tweet Sean Shelby or Hunter or a UFC Twitter account and just say, hey, Cage Warriors just had their event. We need more of these Scotland bastards. Get them in here. And so make your voices heard. There's plenty of Scottish fish in the sea. Literally. Smithers, release the hounds. Yes, sir. How it seems that you've survived my flea-ridden pets. But will you deal with my legion of lawyers? Sir, we want you to file a restraining order. Can you sign here, please? Ah! Yeah, sir, I think that women and semen don't mix. Oh, that's what you think, Smithers. The EPA did in Simpsons. Yes, sir. How is your mom? She's doing fantastic, Matua. She's doing a pretty good job. It's easy to get tired sometimes. I had a pretty exhausted day myself, but we're getting through it. It was just a busy Wednesday. This is why Hank's think tank was actually happening at night. Is groundskeeper Willie Scottish? No, laddie. He just puts on the Scottish accent. He's really from New York City. And he arrived to Springfield, Illinois on horseback, trying to manifest his destiny, laddie. He's been around since time began. That's why he was Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street. The man's an oldie, eh? Can you do an impression of Wizard of Oz, Wicked Witch? All right, let me think. Look at what you've done to my little sister! Oh, you'll pay, my dear pretty. You'll pay. And your little dog, too. How about some fire, Scarecrow? Oh, I'm melting. I'm melting. What a world! What a world! What a world! Simpsons wasn't based on Springfield, Illinois. That's right. It was based in Oregon, I'm pretty sure. Close, but nope, not based here in Illinois. I get it. Leprechaun Sean Moody. You don't own the rights to Springfield. You have no idea where Springfield is, because the truth is, Sean Moody, Springfield is Springfield, Illinois, and it's the entirety of the country. It is the entirety of the country because Springfield is a metaphor for America. Groundskeeper Willie beat Paul Craig, yes, in Paul Craig's dreams, because he's the boogeyman. But I don't know if you heard about this, folks. These migrants, terrible people, scary migrants. I saw it in Springfield the other day. I learned about it in Springfield News. They're eating dogs and cats, troopers and grinders. They're eating them. They're eating their neighbors' pets in Springfield. If you get that reference, let me know. Happened recently. Oh, totally true. Anyway, Hank the Tank's next bit of MMA news, not political news, thank God. Otherwise, I would get canceled by the MMA media. Colby Covington's return fight might have been leaked on Instagram. Ooh. With another likely UFC-sponsored rodeo company. If you remember, what the heck was it? Which show was that? I think it was UFC 280. No. What was it? 280. Fuck, what was it? 285, 284. I forget which one. 287. It was the one with Dustin Poirier. 291. 291. They showed a documentary piece on Jan Blachowicz on UFC Embedded, and he was at a rodeo with like a big hat on. And they always go to the fucking rodeo, do the UFC, for their little documentary footage sometimes. And so I feel like it might have been a UFC sponsored rodeo company. That's just my opinion. Likely a UFC-sponsored rodeo company was commenting on Colby's appearance at one of their events and revealed that he couldn't ride on their mechanical bull due to having, and I quote, a fight booked in November. After fans saw this accidental reveal, started commenting on it, the post got edited with the November date removed, which tells me that Colby actually did tell them that he had a fight in November, that either he or they weren't supposed to bring it up. Because why would you edit it out if it was an error or something you hadn't actually been told by Colby himself? Dun, dun, dun! There it is, the smoking gun right there. Caught red-handed. Anyway, now we know that Colby has a fight booked in November, but just despite us knowing this, Dana and the UFC will likely postpone the fight to next year because they are paranoid of any spoilers, even if they have minimal impact on actual finances or gate numbers. Like fight announcements revealed a smidge earlier than they were supposed to be. Ariel Helwani regarding UFC 200 was very aware of that fact. Has China invited all of his cronies over for the sphere couple grand a ticket? Outrageous what China is doing. I hate China. They're stealing away all our jobs, stealing away all our business. Trust me. But anyway, so yeah, poor Ariel Helwani. Another early announcement. The people who were talking to Colby Covington were likely murdered and flayed alive, and their skins are hanging on flagpoles right now because they revealed the fight early. Anyway, just like any Conor fight or marquee headliner with a big name, they cancel him last minute. Oh no, it's getting pushed to next year. Oh, Conor's not fighting next year. Oh no, Ilya versus Max isn't happening in the Sphere. It's happening later. Trust me. Just looking at you, Ilya and Max. Looking at you, Conor. God, Dana's a moron. In terms of who I think it is that Colby Covington's facing, I think it's going to be Charles Oliveira, brother. He's too much of a chicken to fight anyone in his own weight class as Colby, who doesn't draw money. He has to fight the lankier guy who draws money, either down a weight class or moving up to his weight class. Seem familiar, Islam? Tainted legacy. Anyway, should be a fun fight, but Colby finds a way to ruin every potential fight these days, doesn't he? Here's looking at you, Ian Gary. No, it's just strange, man. Colby Covington is not the Colby Covington we once remembered. I mean, I always hated his persona as the you know what, the red hat wearing moron who's always got something to say to somebody. Again, making MMA about politics was just shit. But he comes to fight. He came to fight against Usman. He came to fight against Jorge Masvidal. He put on good performances, but with over a year off, and then fighting Leon Edwards, he just didn't look himself, and he looked like a fucking coward in that fight. And now he's just a coward in general. Do you think Brazil's Twitter ban will have any effect on UFC's business in Brazil? Definitely in terms of promoting it, that's not great. If they hate Twitter and what Elon Musk is doing to basically create propaganda for Trump, Dana White's probably going to be mad at that because, Trump's his fucking homie, blood brother. So he's probably going to be like, hey, fuck you, Brazil, beno. You know what that means? Pussy. As good old Conor McGregor would put it. But I feel like they are still going to have a fight card in Brazil at least once a year, just because it has too many Brazilian fighters not to tap that market. But Dana might actually see the light now that he hates Brazil, just like we all do. He hates Rio just like we all do. If they ban Twitter, how dare you ban Twitter? This is the cancel culture that we're talking about. This is worse than Bud Light. This is the worst thing ever. But I think he'll still end up doing events in Brazil. He'll just do a bunch of backhanded compliments towards them now. Maybe less business. Colby and DuBronx is nice. Yes, it's definitely a good fight, but definitely forged by Colby Covington. It's not a natural fight to make. Latest trend of these tickets going up in price. Dana making the UFC an elitist event to see live. Exactly, Michael Bisping. That is exactly right. That is why you stream them, Troopers and Grinders. You don't give those fat cats a cent. You don't get those fucking Jones suckers in the pockets of ESPN Plus and all those fucking phonies and all the other big TV networks that they're trying to appeal to. As the truth is that as much as Dana White hates it when, an advertisement or a company sells out or gives into something, he's always angry about that, but then he sells out to basically anybody who's paying him anyway. So he's just as bad as them. They not like us. They not like us, Troopers and Grinders. They don't care about the fucking fights. That's why it's only 10 fights, man. It's not because of some crappy Mexican heritage. Oh, it's a tribute to all Mexicans everywhere, because otherwise they would have lower fucking seat prices and they'd actually have it in Mexico, those lazy fuckers. I don't give a damn about your vignettes or your segments. You don't give a shit about working class fans. So basically, you got to stream it, Troopers and Grinders. You got to fucking put it right up there. It's getting to the point, guys, where Turkey Al-Sheikh is having a better argument than Dana as to what the solution to illegal streaming is, saying that they should actually lower seat prices and lower pay-per-view prices so that fans can actually watch the fights and there'd never be a problem about admissions or sales or pay-per-view sales. And then Dana is totally obsessed with just raising the prices and price gouging, just like all the other fucking parasites of this economy and all the fucking big wigs. And he's just joining the movement, man. And he's got a guy who's an elitist as his best friend who's in politics. So those prices ain't never going down, Troopers and Grinders. He's going to make UFC bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And that bigger includes the ticket prices. He only cares about the biggest in society at this point. I remember him walking around Miami with a sign looking for a fight. Jesus Christ. What a fucking moron. Conor will be busy running for office. He wants to dramatically reform the country. That's right. Yeah. He'll say that he's running for office, and then immediately the next day he'll be like, oh, working hard in the gym. Training super hard in the gym. Here's a video of me spin kicking some random can. I'm so back in shape, me laddie. So, oh, my toe. Oh, my toe, guys. I can't compete. It's broken. And then Alex is like, shut up. You're not a man. You coward. I went in there with fucking toe on a week notice, and I still kick it at Shama. You stupid fuck. And then Sean Strickland's like, here's the fucking thing, you guys. My toe's, it's fucking riddled with a yeast infection, you guys. Let me show you my toe, Nina. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm still in there to fight. Let's fucking go. I'm going to go to war. I'm going to break my toe off my foot for you guys. All the chads of the fucking UFC are breaking their toes or getting infections in their toes, and they're still fighting. Then Conor McGregor is scared of a whittled toe injury. But maybe he'd do better. Let me tell you something, Michael. Here's the fucking thing, you guys. Here's the fucking thing, Michael Bisping. I have dealt with a guy who is a former celebrity who said that he was going to dramatically reform my state and make sure to, weed out all the corruption and change California for the better and make it a new California. That man was Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then when he got into office, he didn't know jack shit. He didn't know what he was doing, and he was just a mid leader. So if Conor dramatically reforms the country, that's great. Good for him. But I feel like if you're going to get stopped by police because you're a drunkard who's going over the speed limit and getting in little baby fights and looking like a fool for the last, fucking 10 years, and then now throwing a dolly through a bus, and now you want to run for office. Yeah, good luck with that. If you want to see elite fighters fight, you'll have to be an elite audience. I know that's a disgusting mindset, isn't it? Because let me tell you guys, the hardcore working class fans care more about the fighters and honestly care more about fighters who aren't the stars more than all these fucking TikTokers and these degenerates who don't know the first thing about fighting and who have never been in a fight themselves. There's going to be less wrestling shows and be more to get in. Yes, sure. Well, wrestling shows have never sold out. Wrestling shows have never sold out to the big wigs or the fat cats. And they've all got big ticket prices. It's for the big pay-per-views. They have Raw and SmackDown every single week, Monday and Friday, and they bring in working class crowds every single week. And the UFC should learn something from that and stay the fuck out of the apex and actually make a fight night just like you did with Louisville and St. Louis and actually get people who live paycheck to paycheck to attend your shows. It's fucking disgusting. You can easily do it. You're a wrestler now. You're under the same stock group as the WWE now. You might want to learn a lesson from them about caring about your fans. It's going to be less wrestling. Mr. Schwarzenegger, yes, sir. He's not a tumor. He's not a rumor. I'm running for office because he's a goof. Yes, sir. Conor is a goof. What do you think of AEW? I mean, I like God. If Idaho Skatesman heard me talking about me, he'd fucking crucify me. But basically, what do I think of AEW? I like the in-ring action. I like some of the names. I've always loved Daniel Bryan. I'm gonna remember him as Daniel Bryan. I'm gonna call him Daniel Bryan because that's how I remember him. I'm not gonna fucking say Bryan Danielson because it's a word salad. And I like Daniel Bryan more, but I like him, and I also like some of the guys that get bringing in from New Japan. I hate the fucking Young Bucks, though. I hate Kenny Omega. I think they're all fucking goofs. The minute that Cody left the organization, they turned into the fucking comedians we always thought they were. And I love MJF, and I love FTR, and I love guys who take it seriously. And in terms of the booking, it's fucking mid. I'll be honest with you guys, the booking's fucking mid, and it makes no logical sense. I will say they've been on a hot streak recently. For the last couple of months, they've been doing really well, but they have slumps and they have their good periods. So I don't know what to think of them. Quick, what's your favorite Schwarzenegger policy that was successful? Climate, green energy for climate change. He was the first man in California to actually care about the climate and the emissions that we were producing in the state of California. And he was willing to actually sign treaties and bills that actually pushed California towards moving away from fossil fuels. So he was the best in terms of pushing us towards a green future. Come here as we can sell out 9,000. Yes, sir. Schwarzenegger's stint as governor was more of a promotion for Hummer. Yes, sir. I totally agree with that. Michael Bisping actually might know more about Schwarzenegger's term than I do. But anyway, is that a movie from Schwarzenegger? If so, that's really funny. But we got our next bit of MMA news coming up. Here you go. We have further proof that Dana's a man-child. I mean, we knew that already, but Dana's a man-child who is living in his own play world, and literally everyone around him is right about Jones' pound-for-pound status, except for him. A fan on Dana's occasional Instagram live, the opening minutes of Contender Series Week 5, and I'm telling you, troopers and grinders, if you want to know the big leaks and reveals in MMA news, you should tune into Dana White's Contender Series, watch any media related to that, and then watch the post-fight press conference because there's always some juicy hints in there. But yeah, a fan was on his Instagram live during Contender Series and said that Dana was riding Jon Jones. I would have liked to add to that like a horse, but yes, he definitely rode him. He's been riding his coattails and riding other things. And to that fan who said that, I just want to send that fan a fucking Christmas card come December. Can we get some Christmas emojis in the chat? Oh, Merry Christmas. Mark it on your calendars, troopers and grinders. We got to send that fan who called Jones, called Dana a Jones Glazer. We got to give him everything in the world for Christmas because he is a fucking hero for that. And Dana reacted to it like a butthurt nerd getting picked on by his friends, telling them to shut up. Read the stats. He's the greatest. Write that down, motherfucker. I'm good. Screw you guys. I'm going home. And then he fucking logged out like fucking fat ass Eric Cartman. Idaho Skatesman loves that impression. Ho, 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 here we go. Ho, 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 here we go. May we never forget, we never got True Lies 2 because of today's date. Yeah. That is the true tragedy, Michael Bisping. It really is. That's the Hank I like. Straight up, young, knowledgeable citizen. Love that shit for real. Thank you very much, Matua Matata. No Jones. Jon Jones. Metal, yellow, first red. Jon Jones, he's great. I love Jon Jones. Shut up, Kevin Iole. He's the best ever. But anyway, yeah. And then he rage quitted on his own fan base, showing just how out of touch. You're out of touch. I'm out of time, but I'm out of my head when you're not around. He showed how out of touch he is with the culture and online reality of his company's own supporters. Again, fucking over the fans. What else is new? But at this point, Dana should just keep his mouth shut, like his old buddy in New York who had a debate yesterday, because every time he opens his mouth, he hurts his company's credibility, his own credibility as a manager, as an owner and promoter, along with the marketing of any fighter who's not named Jon Jones, as well as any event he's promoting. It's just getting petty and ridiculous at this point. Someone put the motherfucker in a home already, change his diaper, and in my opinion, let Hunter take him behind the shed, Old Yeller style. Ho, 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 ho. Only one I think who could really been the best would be Kurt Angle. Yes, sir. He is the fucking GOAT. And let me tell you this, troopers and grinders, for anyone in the know regarding wrestling, Dave Meltzer is a fucking fraud for never giving a 5-star match to Kurt Angle. He never did. And it's disgusting. The man's had like 10 4 3/4 matches. He's never had one 5-star match. So Dave Meltzer is a fucking joke and don't believe anything he says. What's up, bro? Hey, Volcan. Good to see you, my man. I'll try to throw a no Diddy in there, Volcan. I'll try to eventually. Hey, Volcan. You want to sit on Santa's lap? No Diddy. Although, if you don't sit on Santa's lap, I'll show pictures of you naked. Oh. I'll show pictures of me threatening you. Didn't Dave Meltzer give 5 stars to the Young Bucks? He gave more than 5, Anakin MMA. He gave fucking 6 stars to the Young Bucks. So that guy's, you want to talk about glazing. You want to talk about getting your mouth, getting the the Dennis Rodman out of your mouth. No Diddy. No Jeff Molina. Dave Meltzer's mouth is fucking stuffed with three ding dongs all at once. So that is a yes, Molina. He would have been dope in MMA. Yes, sir, he would have. Absolutely. I could see him getting a knee bar. Volcan. What's up, bro? My God, Hank, you'd have Hall & Oates very jealous. I know. And I can't believe what you've done to me. Oh, she's gone. She's gone. I gotta know how to handle it. She's gone. She's gone. What went wrong? That's a great song. Your boy Baja is fighting Anakin. Are you confident? Ooh, Baja. Baja Fresh. No Diddy and no Melina. Yes, Melina, especially when he's wrestling with No Chill in high school. Of course, I see him getting the job done. Faux show. For shizzle, my nizzle. Milo and Otis. Yes, sir. All right, we about to make some money, honey. Big time money, motherfucker. Yeah, let's have a chat. Hey, I gotta get to my next piece of MMA news, but I got 4 minutes for you, yes, sons of bitches. I'm going all night, troopers and grinders. Totally. So what do you got on Hank the Tank's plate? Is there any other news that I'm missing out on? There's someone else who fits into all this, if you catch my drift, but I'm getting to him soon. By the way, how do you like my image for the thumbnail? Oh, you want more money out of me? Aren't you awesome? If you want to bet on Van, you may end up in Van. That is true. Wait. He's taking on somebody, I remember. Yes, he's taking on somebody on short notice. Okay. God damn it. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. There we go. Typology. Oh, Edgar Shirez. That's right, Edgar Shirez. Did you see the Charles Jourdain versus Victor Henry announcement? No, I didn't. I did not. I definitely see Charles Jourdain winning that matchup. Isn't it sort of sad how far Charles Jourdain has fallen as of late? Didn't he have a split decision with Sean Woodson recently, or did he get beaten up? He won the fight before that with his patented guillotine choke, but Charles Jourdain has been on the out, man. Everybody thought he'd be a fucking star, but he's Canadian, so he's going to take that L eventually. I still see Charles Jourdain finding a way to win that matchup. He's just taller, he's faster than Victor Henry, he's got submission ability. He should get that done, and if Victor Henry beats him, he should be out of the UFC. Kevin Jackson is as close to Kurt Angle as you're going to get in the UFC. Oh, yeah. Let me take a look at good old Kevin Jackson. Oh, shit. Here we go again. Huh? I swear, there are way too many fighters in the UFC. Oh, from way back in the day. Holy shit. Lost to Frank Shamrock. Who hasn't lost to Frank Shamrock? He had a good career outside that. Wow, that's interesting. And he's got the singlets, dude. He's got the singlets just like Kurt Angle. That's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, had a split decision loss to Woodson, then got KO'd by Silva. I mean, that's not a bad loss to have, especially since Gene Silva has beaten the brakes off of Drew Dober, and he just keeps getting better with age. And in the brief career he's already having, but John Silva is going to be a star, in my opinion. He is going to be a top contender at featherweight, and in my opinion, one of these days he's going to fight for a belt. So that's not a bad loss to have. Hopefully he gets the easy win. Slap Wars has proved successful for Dana. Curb Stomps next. You're saying that he's had that slap war with his wifey at the club after he had too much drinky? Yeah, so far, man. Unless Jones is around and hey, if you lock John Jones and Dana White in a room, John Jones comes out, okay? Actually, he doesn't come out because they're too busy hugging and kissing each other. If you put Dana White and John Jones in a closet, you're going to see some skeletons in that closet eventually. Curb Stomps next. The only curb stomps I'm delivering are to Dana White. If I fucking see him in the street, I'm gonna kick his ass and I'm gonna crack open an egg and bake an egg on the sidewalk, if you will. Fucking American History X style. Gold medalist, America, baby. Now just imagine if Jones loses to Stipe. Oh, dude, I would question our reality. I'll be honest with you. I would feel like there was like a butterfly effect, like a split in the timeline, another branch in it. Like life would not never be the same. And dude, can you imagine Stipe beats Jones and then Ngannou's like, "Hey, screw Renan Ferreira. I want to come back. I want to come back to the UFC. I'm coming for a belt, Stipe." It's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll still find a way to win. I'm still going to take you down. I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to beat you up. I'm just doing my job. I'm going to beat you. Stipe's getting the belt back. Dude, can you imagine? Can you imagine Stipe uppercuts Jones out cold and John Anik's like, Stipe's getting the belt back again? That'd be fantastic. But more Croatians, please. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. How come Georgia gets to have all its prospects? Georgia, my least favorite country in the world. Georgia, I got Georgia on my mind. Fuck you, Ilya Taporia. But if Georgia can do it, why can't Croatia do it? They already got a bunch of basketball stars, and those guys are tall as fuck. I'd want to have a Croatian there. Although I will say that they were sort of scumbags for what they were doing in the 1990s. But I hope that they've moved on as a society and gotten some good fighters out of there. Because I was rooting for Croatia in the World Cup in 2018, and then they got smashed by France. And who else got smashed by France? Oh yeah. What was his name? RDA. Wait, no. What was his fucking name? He was the other Brazilian that got beat up by Benoit Saint Denis. Moicano. Thiago Moises got smashed by France, and Dana White got smashed by John Jones. More Croatians. Stipe wins. They'll Oh yeah, because Stipe's Croatian. That's right. He's Croatian American. Stipe wins, they'll fuck over Tom again and give Jones a rematch. Yeah, exactly. They'll give him the fucking Izzy treatment. That'd be a fucking horror show. Can you imagine Jones still finding a way to duck Tom Aspinall even when he's not champion? It's absolutely disgusting. If they can do it for Izzy a million times and give him infinite rematches, they're going to do it for John Jones. No doubt about it. What is it, Troopers and Grinders, with Dana White being so insecure about boxing? He's always hated Oscar De La Hoya. He obviously hates Canelo. And it's like whenever the subject turns to boxing, he gets sort of tight-lipped and he gets afraid because, boxing used to be MMA's big competition for such a long time. Dana White's always like, oh, that boxing, UFC's safer than boxing. MMA's safer than boxing. Meanwhile, I got Power Slap. It's the safest sport in the world. I love everything about this sport. They never beat each other's faces bloody and permanent to the point where they look like a fucking guy from a Vincent Price movie. No, I love everything about Power Slap. How the fuck did I get to this point? Talking. But yeah, he always seems to hate fucking boxing. Always holds a grudge. And in my opinion, his big rivalry with boxing is probably just fucking over his own sport because he's now putting his grudge against boxing and outside promotions over anything he's doing in the UFC, which is just killing the product, in my opinion. I forgot Yair, Grasso, and Moreno held titles simultaneously. Viva Mexico! And now fucking Grasso is the only one left with the belt. Isn't that sort of crazy, guys? Like, I think a lot of people had Moreno. I think they had Moreno being the most likely to keep his belt. They had Yair being second place because, hey, he's a decent challenger that could beat Volk. And then Grasso was supposed to lose to Valentina in the rematch because everybody had her, everybody was saying that she had a fucking fluke when she beat Valentina Shevchenko, and then she beat her again. So it's crazy that Grasso, of all people, was the one who ended up keeping the belt of the three Mexican champs. Don't bring Power Slap into this. I'm sorry, dude, but I fucking hate Power Slap. Unfortunately, I'm not from China, so I can't be a fan of Power Slap, and I don't own TikTok either. But Power Slap, it's more popular than soccer. It's more popular than the UFC. Shevchenko wins, man. That would even age more badly. I know. It's honestly a miracle that she's still champ in the first place, because I thought that Grasso won initially, but and I listen, I know that this guy can be shady sometimes, strippers and grinders, but he's good at fight analysis. The Weasel thought that Valentina Shevchenko actually won that fight, and that they gave a lame 10-8 scorecard to Grasso for no reason, and so sort of fixed that she won that fight. So I don't know, man. She could very well lose that belt. It's very strange that she's still champion. Would you consider folks that are in power slap fighters? No, unless they're fucking fighting on the street and doing like Isha Helwani's favorite sport, which is concrete hockey, where kids' heads are bouncing off the mat and getting into fucking street brawls. Street lacrosse is what I'm trying to say. Unless they're bouncing each other's heads off the concrete, Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul's crew style. No, they're not. They're not fighters. So they ain't fighting on the streets, and they ain't fighting in a cage. They're just fucking going back and forth with a slap. What is there any like sort of competition that's even close to power slap, where it's like one guy has a turn, the other guy has a turn? They're literally just playing Battleship, except with each other's fucking open palms, playing a Cartman's game of let's play a game of kick each other in the nuts. Whoever falls first wins. If you kick me in the balls and I don't get down, I have the chance to kick you in the balls, gang. Yair was the fakest world interim champion of all time. Made him fight the fraud Josh Emmett after Allen on a 10-fight win streak. Yeah, it makes no sense, does it? Super weird. I honestly think that Arnold Allen could have beaten Yair Rodriguez too. I just heard a power slap dude call himself a power slap fighter. Yeah, fucking ridiculous. If you ain't trying to grapple somebody or kick them or hit them with an elbow, nah. The ultimate fighter is a fucking fighter. A boxer is a boxer. Honestly, they're fucking slappers. They're slappers. They're not fighters. Hey, I'm a slapper, not a fighter. Gee whiz, protect the environment, protect the trees, guys. I'm a slapper, not a fighter. They should call themselves sluggers or call themselves slappers. Hey, I'm slapping my monkey. I'm slapping my sausage. But yeah, troopers and grinders, I got my last piece of MMA news for you. Here we go. Slappers is fair, yeah. Now, you may be asking yourself this, troopers and grinders. This MMA news is interesting and all, but where does Kevin Lee fit into all this? Well, apparently he fits just perfectly, because on the Anik and Florian podcast, he said that he was willing to get on Dana White's Contender Series this year in order to get back into fighting for the UFC again. He was fine with losing money for the fight, since it wasn't a big prize for a win. In fact, it would actually be a financial loss. But he was willing to take it as long as he returned to the promotion. But they rejected him. He was rejected. Also, now we know what the prize is for winning a fight on Dana White's Contender Series. A meager $5,000. But hey, and you can do your fucking coach, and you got to work for your gym and pay that membership, and it ends up being way, way more than $5,000. It's even more than $50,000, troopers and grinders. But hey, at least it's better than nothing. And I guess a UFC contract's worth it in the end, but that just goes to show how low the company thinks of their undercard fighters, their first contract fighters, that they can offer scraps to fighters that are broke as a joke. And by scraps, I don't mean scraps as in fights. I mean scraps as in little fucking breadcrumbs for undercard fighters who are broke as a joke, while offering the superstars and cash cows the entire world when they already have enough to make it for life. I just feel like, yeah, and I've said this for a while, guys. MMA is just becoming boxing, slowly but surely. It's all about marquee matchups, and they get paid a shit ton of money to not show up. There's a bunch of inner politicking, and there are fighters who are just hanging out on the side, not from injuries and not from because they can't, but because they don't want to. And that's just like boxing, man. News. They just wanted to give a belt to a Mexican, so they gave Yair an easy win and put an unnecessary belt on the line. Yeah. But, I will say that Yair Rodriguez looked pretty good in that fight, and he looked good in his fights before. And he did sub Brian Ortega, which is pretty impressive. But Yeah, nobody could beat Volk during that point. He wasn't a fucking crotch sniffer on EPO. Um, but yeah, people thought that Yair Rodriguez had a chance against Volk going into that fight, even the hardcore MMA fans. So I wouldn't say that he was just a helpless victim going into that fight, but he definitely didn't need an interim belt. Volk wasn't injured. Wonder why they would deny Kevin Lee. He looked muscular a few years ago in Eagle FC. Well, if I'm not mistaken, Matua, he came back. He came back to the UFC and lost to Pranat Fakretinov in his return fight, and he got bullied, son. Don't let him bully us, son. And he lost, and they got immediately cut after the fact. So yeah, it's unfortunate, man, but he had his chance, and then he lost it. And now he was hanging around in Khabib's promotion with Eagle FC, and now that's dealing with tax troubles. That's dealing with money laundering problems, and that organization shut down as well. So Kevin Lee, he doesn't fit anywhere. He doesn't fit into all this, Matua. And no matter how he tries, he's a square block in a round hole. So no Jones. No Jones. Definitely no Jones. Worse, Dana describing Sphere with fireballs, birds, and shooting stars flying above while the fights are happening. Fuck me, dude. That's horrible. You know how distracting that's going to be? It's going to be just so shit. And it's going to be like a big fucking yellow light over the octagon and little colors around. God, people might actually get a fucking seizure from that. They might actually get epilepsy, dude. They ain't right. 1 second, troopers and grinders. Trying to have some updates. We can keep it going, my guy. Secret meeting. External post. Yeah. MMA. Alexa Grasso. Goes off on McGregor. No longer interested. Yeah. Jesus Christ. But he's the Motown phenom. He is, but he's not a phenom anymore. He's lost a bunch of fights, Matua. He's not the undefeated prospect. As soon as he lost Tony Ferguson, it all went downhill from there. Yeah, shit, dude. That's going to look like a fucking acid trip. What's good, Marty? And Marty from Nebraska. It's good to see you, Marty Fake Newsman. Oh, speaking of news, let me break it down for you really quick, Juiceman. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Kevin Lee, he tried to get back on Contender Series. They didn't let him. Dana White was dealing with Instagram live comments who were going to oil him up and said that he was a fraudster and that he was sucking Jones ding dong. No, did he? And then Colby Covington had his return fight leaked on Instagram. So thanks a lot, rodeo shows, motherfuckers. Then Rafael Fiziev came back. He's back. He's back. Is Peter Yan said, he back, guys. And he wants Beneil Dariush or Dan Hooker. Then Dana White was trying to bribe MMA fans into attending 306 because the Sphere is still not sold out. No Jones. Kevin Lee just turned 32 this month, and his career is completely fucked. Kind of sad. Well, I think he was over as soon as he lost to D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, on like literally a day's notice. Fucking pathetic, dude. All he had to do was just keep him down, and he couldn't do that. And somehow you got a whole training camp, and you're worse at striking on short notice than fucking Daniel Rodriguez, who even Li Jingliang fought to a close matchup. Crazy. For real, I thought he was older. Yeah. He's in his prime and he's got nowhere to go. I mean, he's got some crotch sniffers. Maybe he could show up in Brave FC or something. Bet there aren't going to be any fireballs, birds, or shooting stars in the Sphere videos. You'll be surprised, Matua. They're going to try to do some sort of fucking Mexican aesthetic. And it'll be for fucking O'Day Osborne. Or for Sean O'Malley. Or for Marab, guys. And Marab is the true Mexican. Hey, I'm the great Mexican, you guys. And let me get the Mexican flag. I'm Mexican Marab, you guys. Real Mexican heritage. Fuck Georgia. Fuck Georgia. Why is it that the Georgians are the most mentally unsound troopers and grinders? And why do they always have little man syndrome? Favorite music genre? Alternative rock, also known as art rock or art pop. I love art pop. Beach Boys, Radiohead, I would have their albums on a desert island and I would be happy for the rest of my days. No Diddy counter at 2. Yeah, I seen that earlier. I'm hyped for Raphael. His fighting style is a must watch. Yes, sir. It absolutely is. It's gonna be fun. But which matchup do you prefer, guys? Do you prefer Fiziev versus Hooker, or do you prefer Hooker versus Fiziev versus Dariush? Which one gives you more hype? No Jones counter 4. Jesus Christ. No Diddy. It's Panda. I know it's getting bad, guys. It's getting close to the double digits. Feed me some more Jones jokes, you guys. More Jones jokes. I saw an entire interview with Kevin Lee, and he said he was willing to fight on the Contender Series. That's absolutely right, Anakin MMA. He had an interview with Jean-Annick and Kenny Florian, where he said that he wanted to fight on the Contender Series. And they didn't let him because, honestly, I can understand it. Kevin Lee almost always shits the bed. He shit the bed against D-Rod. He's going to shit the bed against other guys. Despite being a very young guy, I feel like he just has no strategy or fight IQ. Eventually, that might be the same fate that Kevin Holland suffers. I'll be honest with you, troopers and grinders. Like just because you're young doesn't mean you're great. Colby's probably going to fight a lightweight coming off a loss in order to hold on to his fake top 5 ranking. Yeah, exactly. Shit. One more year, and then it's a number 1 contenders fight with Kamaru Usman. It'll be the trilogy, guys. That'll be the 3rd fight that he totally earned. No Leprechaun. Burn the sphere down. Burn the sphere down. Yes, sir. Fire! Whoa, whoa. What is up, No Chill MMA? Good to see you. The Great One finally returned. Just when we needed him most, he returned. Need about 5 no diddies each show. I'll get to the 5th one. No Chill. Hell yeah, dude. Finally, he gets his big butt in here. The rest is extra. Yes, sir. Colby's next fight has to either be someone old as fuck for a title. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said it's going to be fucking Kamaru Usman. It's going to be like a Tyron Woodley situation where he takes Usman down, but instead of it being Tyron Woodley being my rib, it'll be Usman going my knee. Actually, it'll be more like Peter Griffin when he's like, "Hey Lois, I won the lottery." Psh. Why'd you hit me there, Colby? Fiziev versus Dan for sure. Nice. That'll be fun. Fizzy versus Dariush. I would prefer Fizzy versus Dariush just because I feel like it would be easier for Fiziev, but at the same time, I feel like Dan Hooker deserves a jump up. I think he deserves Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje. So I say put him against Beneil Dariush. What's up, No Chill? How's it going, SkateTank crew? No Chill. Hooker versus Fiziev is crazy. Fiziev KOs Hooker. Yeah, that'd be sad, wouldn't it? But hold on. No Chill. Hank the Tank is popping off. I'll be back next to your piece. Okay, yes. This is the annual appearance of No Chill MMA, troopers and grinders. It's quite the spectacle, guys. He's only here on 9/11 to pay his respects. You understand? Hey, Capitano Fuco. How's it going, Capitano Fuco? I mean, he's pretty good. Capitano Fuco. Love me some Capitano Fuco. I will show you a meme on Discord they made of Dana glazing Jones. One of many, like a grain of sand in a desert. You have escaped the war zone for now. Not yet. Don't leave, troopers and grinders. I feel Hooker is going to go on a run. He's going on a run right now. He's actually going around the block in Melbourne, Australia. He's going around the arena. He is going on a run. He's got the hoodie on his shoulders, doing his Rocky montage. Oh, Aussie, I'm the underdog. Cut me, Mick. Cut me. No, don't cut me. I've been cut too many times. I feel Hooker's going to go on a run. I love what he did in the Gamrot fight. Yeah. Well, it's just so weird, guys. I didn't expect it at all. I picked Gamrot by decision. I felt like everybody was picking Gamrot by decision. And it was because he didn't mention stuff in the takedowns once. He just said, it's going to be a fucking firefight, I'm going to keep it on the feet and I'm going to beat him up, He was talking about it being a stand-up war when Gamrot is the ultimate crotch sniffer. So he didn't mention grappling or takedown defense. In fact, during interviews, he was just like, I don't know. He's going to take me down. He's going to fucking crotch sniff and breathe on me, but I am going to take it, man. And then he just had great takedown defense. So maybe he was suckering Gamrot in. He was trying to trick Gamrot into thinking that he wasn't going to do any takedown defense. And then, hey, maybe he fooled all of us. So that man is smarter than we think, despite the scrambled brains and the CTE. Lightweight is cooked. Hooker and Armin are the only guys in the top 9 ceiling coming off of wins. And I think that just speaks to Mr. Toad, how not only the lightweight division has become the welterweight division, where it's just a bunch of politicking and guys who are way past their primes, knowing that they're past their primes and afraid to fight anybody. That's honestly becoming a fucking epidemic, Mr. Toad. It's autism. Autism is becoming an epidemic. And so is retired MMA guys not fighting part-time. Can you believe it? But it's just a long-term trend of guys who know they don't have it anymore, suffered a terrible loss, and they'll be like, well, I'm a big star, so I just don't have to fight anybody for a year. Hey, I showed up on short notice against Khamzat Chimaev, so I can just hang out, just do my little podcast with Henry Cejudo, and never return to fighting, but just tease fighting every once in a while. You know, it's the same thing that Colby does, same thing that Usman does. Dustin Poirier's retired until he's not retired. You know, he would be out of the rankings if he just decided to stay where he was and not come back. So he's just always stuck on a fucking permanent vacation. You know what I'm saying? And then he comes back, and then Justin Gaethje gets a big knockout loss, and now he's gone for a year. Armin's number 1. Who else? Michael Chandler's out forever, waiting for that Conor McGregor fight until he fucking turns into the guy from Indiana Jones, who just like ages super quickly, like Obama after 8 years, and then becomes a fucking husk waiting for, oh no, he's like Seymour from Futurama, when he's constantly waiting for Fry, and he's like, I will remember you. Oh, in the cold, I will be there, Fry. And then like Seymour just gets old and just dies on the sidewalk, you know, waiting for Fry. That's like Michael Chandler. Dude, I got to make a meme. Dude, you have given me a stroke of, you've given me a stroke in general, but you've also given me a stroke of brilliance, Mr. Toad. Tune in tomorrow, Troopers and Grinders. I will have a Futurama meme of Michael Chandler waiting for McGregor very soon. That's fine. Bring up Patty. I know it's such a weird scenario, because I saw Guru talking about how if you got Moicano and you got Patty, who are both fantastic prospects right now, and they never allow you to fight Beneil Dariush, never allow you to fight Justin Gaethje, never allow you to fight Dustin Poirier or Michael Chandler, those guys at this point could get a number 1 contenders fight. This is when you have a Steve Erceg situation, when you got no one else to fight. And now number 9 or with Sean Strickland, where there's literally nobody else that you can fight because you've beaten everybody else. That's the one guy that you haven't fought. You got to have a title fight between guys who are number 9 and number 10, because everybody else has fought the champ and lost, or fought themselves and lost, or aren't worthy of a title shot. So it's perfectly explainable to have these situations where all of a sudden number 9 is fighting for the belt, if it makes sense. And in my opinion, aside from Armin, you know, after Armin's done, it's going to have to be like the winner of Patty and Moicano at this point. Do you guys agree? Someone posted something. Hey, Volcan's here. What's Volcan doing? Instagram reel. Ooh, we got some breaking news from Volcan Arctic, guys. Nope. What does John Jones look like? All right, this is funny. I got to show you. Honestly, he wouldn't have that big of balls, because when you're on tainted substances, you have the testosterone of a castrated male. So I don't think John Jones could even has the balls. He doesn't have the balls to fight Tom Aspinall. I know that. He's not like fucking Randy from South Park. Hey, is this the free recreational marijuana? I have to have testicular cancer in order to get that marijuana. Boing, 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 boing. Buffalo Soldier in the heart of America. Born out of Africa, living in America. You know, John Jones, he's got balls of fucking California raisins. You know, Gene Silva and Mauricio Hufi may oscillate between 155 and 145 and 170. Ooh, spooky. Oh yeah, that is true. That'd be a good idea because the fight nerds are going to fight anybody, anytime. So honestly, I do think that I feel like Jean Silva should stay at featherweight since he's just crushing fools and chinning fools at featherweight. Whereas at 155, I feel like it's going to be Volk, where eventually somebody catches him. You know, let Islam heal. Yeah. God, it's an even worse situation because even Islam's injured, so you can't even have a title fight, a title fight, a titty fight, titty caca. Trust. But what was I gonna say? Oh, you can't even have a title fight because Islam's hand is injured. If you watched Hank's Think Tank last week, you know that Islam injured his hand a while ago and that it still hasn't healed. So, God, we're gonna have that interim title fight. Do you guys think this goes back to my previous discussion? Do you think that Armin should fight Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker, or maybe a Renato Moicano for the interim title belt? If Islam beats Armin and Connor beats Chandler, okay, McGregor would be the best option for a title shot. Jesus Christ, dude. Why does he get so many title shots? It's so fucking stupid. Connor always finds a way to fucking finagle his way into a title shot. It's crazy. But I guess I can understand that. McGregor said that he's ready for a big fight. He's staying active. He's ready. But seems like Dana, McGregor, and Chandler are always of different mindsets. Ugh. Islam ain't going to fight until after Ramadan next year. Watch the youngins get busy and fight their way up. Yeah, give the man a break. A fiddle tight. A fiddle titty. No interim shit ski. Yeah, it is. It is. But sometimes you need one. Unless there's a crazy injury. That's exactly what I was saying. Islam's out. He's out. What will be the next live be about tomorrow? We are going to have Hank the Tankin, the Idaho Skatesman, doing our preview and picks for the MMA weekend. That is going to include UFC 306. Let me take a look. We got more for you guys. UFC 306, KSW, we're going to be covering that. Bellator, we're still going to cover some things on that. LFA. Hank the Tank's actually heading to LFA in the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk in the warm California sun. Boardwalk! I'm going to be in Santa Cruz, you guys, for LFA. And it's going to be a good time. Lots of fucking bloodshed and action, guaranteed. So Hank the Tank's going to be doing a documentary of himself in LFA. So stay tuned. Mike Goldberg was talking to Rampage. UFC needs him back. That's right. There's some MMA news. There's some more MMA news. Thank you, Michael Bisping. Keep feeding me the news, guys. Keep feeding me the news. Mike Goldberg was talking to Rampage. UFC needs him back. John Anik has no balls. John Anik currently in a battle for the custody of his balls. Same thing with Ian Gary and John Jones. John Jones because he's on a tainted substance, and Ian Gary because his wife won't let him into the house and has the balls that he lacks tonight. How many title shots has Connor had? Okay, so he had the interim against, why can I never remember his name? Chad Mendez. Interim against Chad Mendez. He then fought for the featherweight belt against Jose Aldo. Got the quick finish in round one. He then beat Eddie Alvarez to be the double champ. Does whatever the fuck he wants. I'd like to apologize to absolutely nobody. You little fools of a thing, yeah. With the lightweight belt against Eddie. That's 3 already. Then we got technically Conor McGregor fighting for a boxing championship against Floyd Money Mayweather. So that counts as a title shot. That's 4. Bet you didn't remember that one. And then Conor McGregor returned to lightweight to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov. So he's had fucking five-time contender for the championship. Big West, yes sir. I'm not big, only 5'10". The only man who's big is Big Red. Big Red. Dylan Chaikin. Islam will fight January, February, and the division is dead of contenders apart from Arman, so no interim is needed. Just wait for Islam. I agree. So 4. Can you do a Michael Jackson impression? Oh! Boom, 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 boom. I love going up to the wishing tree with all the children. Climb the tree, climb the tree. I love my little Abu. Yeah! I'm holding him up. I'm holding him up on the balcony for everyone to see. You know, my daddy was real mean. My dad was so mean, so I took cocaine. Oh! Shamona. Black or white. Then it's 7. Jesus Christ. Cage Warriors champ. Oh, that's right. That is right. There you go. The Cage Warriors champ does whatever the fuck he wants. How tall is Dylan? I don't know, man. I don't know, but he's Big Red regardless. He's Big Red. Probably taller than me. I actually climb trees for a living. All right. So did Nina Drama? Did Michael Jackson invite you to go up his wishing tree? Are you Michael Jackson's son? Were you one of his many victims in the Neverland Ranch, Western Mass Climber? Climb the tree. Marab, already 50K views, getting frisky with Nina Drama. Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Hey, let me show you my feet. You think that Sean Strickland has the feet? No, I have the 3. Marab has the feet. Marab is the ultimate Mexican. So I got that Mexican feet like Alexa Grasso, guys. And you don't talk too bad. You don't talk too bad about Aljo, Sean O'Malley. I'm going to kill you, boy. I'm going to kill you. I'm 6. Yes, you are. 6 years old mentally. I need to get a drink. I'll be right back. All right. Back to business, shall we? Nah, bruh, I chose this path myself. Okay, so no relation to Michael Jackson whatsoever? Is that what you're telling me, Western Mass Climber? Never a victim, never a victim. Okay, I see. So you cut down trees, Western Mass Climber. Do you cut branches for a living? Do you live in Twin Peaks? Do you work for the wood factory? Big West, don't besmirch how I envision you. That's like Andrew B's. He's in the pain of my Richard, but no arm to him. I don't like Nina Drama that much. Trying hard, but knows almost nothing about fighting. Yeah, he's always doing the fucking creepy P Diddy gotcha questions for them. And I remember she did an interview with P Diddy once, and P Diddy was like, "And the only way I'm gonna let you back in the studio, Nina Drama, is if you say that you got fingered by a UFC fighter. I need you to find a UFC fighter in the city of Brooklyn. I need you to take a picture with them, holding these balloons. Listen, the only way that you're getting an interview with me is if you show me some Cambodian breast milk. Ting, ting. It's 100% Cambodian, yo. I'm 5'10", which means I'm really 5'9". You ain't big. You ain't big. You ain't big. And then Weird Al's like, you ain't big. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. Because I'm fat. I'm fat. I'm really, really fat. When I sit around the house, I really sit around the house. Who's fat? Oh! Where's Blanket at? Yeah. Yeah. Blanket. Oh, my little blanket. I'm so scared. Let me cover your blanket. Sean Moody's the only one who got my reference there. Climb the tree, climb the tree. Amazing impressions as always, but how about Shevchenko? I gotta do all right, I gotta think about. And when we had the basketball game, I was better at it than Alexa. I'm not used to playing basketball, so I thought I would lose, but I am the bullet. I know all about accuracy. Just ask Alexa Grasso. I think that I have better feet than her. Well, listen, when you train at my gym, there's no water. You can't have any water. You have to have a fighter's mentality, and that means I get to torture you, like we are in a sweatshop. So you will not have any water, and instead you will take a bullet. And this is an armbar. I'm 6'2". Big Volk. Big Volk. I met a man from Russell, 6 foot tall and full of muscle. I said, do you speak my language? He just gave me a Vegemite sandwich. This man's Big Volk. You're getting me fucking depressed, Volk. Every time I read your name, I think of Down Under and I think about Volk's never-ending decline. But you are the heavyweight version of Volkanovski. I live in Western Massachusetts, and tree removal is my game. G. Hey, your name is Western, and chopping trees is my game. Do you ever say to yourself, "Timber," when the tree goes down? You should every time the fighter falls. It'll be your catchphrase, Western Mass Climber. You make millions, get Jerry. It's gold, Jerry. True, bro. That's a good Chenko. Thank you. Do Bisping. But he's a likable guy, Anthony Smith. Ha, 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 ha. And you're a good guy, buddy. Good old Tommy Aspinall. Now listen, you've been talking about fingering UFC fighters, buddy. And you sound like a bit of a creep. You sound like a bit of a perv. Hey, what an asshole, guys. What an asshole. I beat you in a fight. And you're talking about believe, achieve. Shut the fuck up. Hey, when I they calling Chael Son and the King. When I get in there with Chael, I'm gonna make him look like the fool, the royal fool that he'll always be, buddy. I beat your ass in a fight, and you got no right to take out my other eye, buddy. What an asshole, guys. Are you intoxicated? You fucking lizard. Brilliant factual MMA journalism. Exactly. No bias whatsoever from Hank the Tank. I have no political leanings whatsoever, troopers and grinders, and don't watch any of Musical or No Chill streams because Hank the Tank is not political whatsoever. Do Connor now, bro. You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing, you little fool, yeah. You little fool. You little sloozer of a teen, yeah. If I came into his favela, I would rape his women and pillage. And I would come in there. And I would enter the favelas on horseback and kill everybody. You do nothing. P-head, I'm coming for ya, P-head. I've shaved myself bald, P-head. It's ain't over. Tell him Dr. Stoppage. If Danny, the belly, a belly means pussy. Because they don't understand anything about my game, yeah? They don't my power, my presence. I would kill them all, yeah? Hank is the best entertaining capper. Just watch him grow with time. Yes, sir. My channel will grow and my brain will shrink. We'll make up for the Volk decline. Yes, exactly. Damn, you just made me depressed there, bro. Sad stuff. Your Bisping cadence is excellent. They just don't sound like him. No, but I do randomly yell, "Tree work!" in the middle of the day. I want to see you twerk, son. Your Bisping cadence, you fuck. He's finally home. He's Tyrone. What is going on, Kenny Bigums? Peanut butter and crack sandwich. Hello, little boys and little girls. Kids, you're looking at a dead man. Drugs and alcohol have ruined my life. It all started when I was just 16, just like you, fella. I was smoking a substance known as marijuana. Can you say marijuana, kids? Marijuana? That's what I was smoking. Sometimes 15, 16 times a day. And Bugs Bunny and Scooby-Doo and all our little cartoon characters came into our room and they were singing and eating cookies for 24 hours. God damn! It was terrible, terrible. And they were singing, Tyrone, don't clean up your room. I'll finish in just a second. Anyway, that's my cue, troopers and grinders, to sign up. I'll be out in just a second. Anybody else has any last words for me before I sign off? Banana nana fofana fee fi fofana. Yeah, I get in my tangents, troopers and grinders. That impression lasted too long. I'll be honest with you guys, but 5 more minutes. What do you got for me? Step up to the plate. Actually, you know what? No, I will not. I actually wanted to save this for the ending of the show, but I didn't do it before. Yeah. Favorite MJ song? I would say my favorite Michael Jordan song was his entrance during his time with the Chicago Bulls, or whatever he was using to sell his sneakers. But I think I always loved Thriller, and I always loved Smooth Criminal. So that Skatesman telling you to go make him a sandwich? Yes, it was. How the turntables, Western Mass Climber. Never bet on Ortega. He could take a couple of lewds and chill in the private lounge of the Sphere. Yes, sir. And then Dan Ige would step up on short notice to face Diego Lopez. Dan Ige would be hanging out in the aisle seats. Oh, that's my cue. And then finally, I'm going to be Diego Lopez. There's always Dan 50K Ige hanging around for a Diego Lopez fight for some reason. Let me tell you, I respect Diego Lopez as a fighter, but I'm the backup short notice fight for him and Ortega. That's Tom Aspinall. You gotta spank my monkey. Michael Jackson song. Yes, I said I liked Smooth Criminal, damn it. You want to be starting something. You got to be starting something. I want to always be starting something. Hard to get over. Yeah. Get up to get up now. Yeah. You stuck in the middle. Yeah. And the greatest thing. Oh no, go make sandwich. You got it, sir. All right. Here are my loaves of bread. Here is my peanut butter. I'm going to make a peanut butter sandwich, troopers and grinders. All right, so what you need to do is you need to have your butter knife. You need to scoop it into the peanut butter. Take it out slowly. Make sure that the peanut butter is nice and chilled. Peanut butter and crack sandwich. And then you put it on the bread like so. Like so. There we go. Oh, this is bad, man. It's not even spreading on there. Shit. Okay, let me try to fucking scoop a little more peanut butter out of there. Hold on. There we go. Peanut butter, spread the peanut butter, troopers and grinders. Spread the peanut butter. This stream's a fucking circus, dude. You remember Madagascar when they had the fucking circus, afro, polka dot, afro. Right, there we go. That's enough for the peanut butter. And this is the hard part, and grinders. You got to put the sandwich, this piece of bread, on top of the other one. Voila, peanut butter sandwich. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Creamy or crunchy? It's crunchy. It's crunchy, Matua. Who is that guy who does nothing but burger reviews and pizza reviews? Who eats that fucking? He showed up as a cameo in No Chill MMA. Salami, cheese, bologna, lettuce, rye bread. That's a fantastic combination. Happy little sandwich. I'm not going to be an actor in a movie and not eat any of the food while I'm doing my scene. Who's your favorite music artist? I was a DJ, so I'm just curious. I loved Radiohead. I love Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys. Also, I love DJ Michael Bisping. Good old DJ Mike. You know what I'm saying? Also a big fan of Johnny Cash and David Bowie. Do you like banana or jelly on your sandwich? Honestly, I haven't had banana all that often on my sandwich, but I'd probably say banana if I had the instinct to do it. And sesame seeds on the bread edges. We have some of those. We have had some of those, but this one's more plain. What is up, Hank? I liked your take on Five Nights at Freddy's last vid. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Five Nights at Freddy's as well. But how has someone not made a joke about that? Fight Night Frankie, you mean? That was honestly the first pay-per-view I purchased. Yeah, pretty good one too. Despite the elevation trying to fucking ruin it all. You know what I'm saying? Radiohead's fire. Okay, I'm gonna finish streaming once I finish this sandwich. So it's like the fucking sand dial with the fucking sand going onto the bottom. So you better bring in your comments before I finish this sandwich. The Radiohead is fire. I agree. I love their ability to use all sorts of genre influence. Guys, this is how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die talking to you guys doing the think tank and fucking choke on the bread while I'm talking to you. Influences of salsa, of regular orchestra with strings, metal music. They were punk during a time. They were had Nirvana stylings. They used piano really well, you know, but in the end, they're very art rock, and they started becoming more spiritual and ghost-like as it went on. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Radiohead fire. Fun fact, Luther Vandross sang backup for David Bowie. That means he's a fucking legend. He doesn't get the respect he deserves. Was that only peanut butter on that bread? Unfortunately, it is, Troopers and Grinders. I didn't want to leave you hanging. I had to get that peanut butter quick. Never forget 9/11. And also, apparently, never forget 911 either. When you're in serious trouble, don't forget 9/11 and don't forget 911, the emergency phone number to call. Honestly, I get those two so confused. I am not going to allow you to dox me like Hockey from Home. My address is none of your damn business. Also, one of you could be an alt account of Email Mellison as well. So if I give you my address, Email's going to fucking dox me because he hates my guts. Everyone hates his guts. So it's turnabout's fair play. Remember the week this Friday, the 13th. Beware, Jason Voorhees is coming for you, Troopers and Grinders. So escape the war zone if you dare. The goddamn degenerates. He's coming for you. What was even the theme for that? I don't think there was a theme for Friday the 13th. Vroom, 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 vroom. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, he is. Either that or certified PDF file, as Kendrick Lamar would put it. Peanut butter and crack sandwich. He's finally home. He's Tyrone. Yep. He's wheelchair Guru as well. He's the account that tried to dox Guru like a fucking loser. Honestly, someone ought to do the same to him because he's trying to ruin everybody else's lives. Someone ought to kick that little punk's ass if they see him on the street. Do an impression of Jason Voorhees. All right, that's my impression of Jason Voorhees. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Any of you O'Sally fans down to spar, get at me. Hey, the man fucking Nate Diaz, what up? 209 Stockton, motherfucker, Stockton. I'd like to thank my brother Nick, and if you were a fan of Jake Paul, I'm the fucking king man, what's up? Playing touch bug in the park. I'm gonna go down with the bathroom. I'm down with the press conference. You got a MASH impression? 'Cause suicide is painless. It comes in many places, and I can't get out of here if I try. Do 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 do. Or that Mr. Hawk, I forget what his name was. Alan was it Alan Alda? I think it was Alan Alda. No, it wasn't. Who was it? MASH TV show cast. Yeah, Alan Alda. He's like, hey, you yanking my chain here. Hey, want to go by the ladies' restroom to have a party and wear some Hawaiian shirts? Hey, here's to Korea. I'm wearing the flower print. Hey, I love spying on the ladies when I'm not fucking reorganizing a guy's guts and just fucking stapling it back together. I like to have a cocktail in every once in a while. Sometimes I spill my wine into his guts. And then he's like, I told him to shut the chicken up. It was a baby. It was a baby. And Mailson, who was it then? Who? I'll get some work in with you, Juiceman. Are you in New York? Nice. I love supporting and promoting real IRL fights and my own fans just beating each other senseless because it's very wholesome at the end of the day. It's what fighting's all about, right? Hey, maybe I'll push you guys to be future UFC champions, Rock. Do an impression of Jim Carrey smoking. And if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. So you're telling me that there's a chance? Imposter. I'm really a middle-class white kid from Toronto. Behind the velvet eye sound. I wear a burger crown. I am what I am, and it's all that I am. He's many things, but not a doxer. Somebody stop me. Do an impression of Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho. Hey, Dana, or any future P. Diddy victims, sit on Santa's lap and tell him what you want for Christmas. And then Charlie Kelly from It's Always Sunny bites at his fucking neck and ends the whole thing disgustingly. Why do you like MASH? Honestly, I didn't really like the movie, but the TV series is okay. And it has depressing moments, but I don't know. The comedy never sat with me. It's a good show because it lasted a long time. Do Mackenzie Dern in her Portuguese accent? And I had a really good fight, and I utilized my grappling, and golly gee whiz, I could use some apple pie because, that's a very Portuguese tradition. And, I just came out of my fucking dad's garage, man, and I'm Portuguese. I'm from Brazil. Remember? Let's go wrestle a fucking deer and do some rap videos with Bryce Mitchell, brother. I will not be tempted by Satan. I am a Portuguese woman. Can you do a Lloyd Christmas? Oh, God. Okay, the rabbit hole isn't going that deep. I can't do that. I'm sorry. All right. I was willing to get to the bottom of the sandwich. Sorry, guys. I can do what the fuck is it? It was the oh yeah from South Park when it's like, everybody, time for some Woodland Critter Christmas. Hail Satan. Oh, yes, drink his blood, drink his blood. We must sacrifice ourselves for Satan. Hey, kids, it's time for the Krusty Show. Now, somebody give me a cigarette. What the hell was that? Hello, little boys and little girls. Kids. Oh. What are some other Dave Chappelle sketches out there? Unity. Hey, Charlie Murphy, what do the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. Oh. Do Vanderlei. Hey, you messing with me, jail son? Or you want to get in my face? You want to act tough? I fucking hate you. I want to kill you, jail son. I need a murder. I'm gonna get you. I can't let you get close. Shoot for the takedown. Ah! I don't like you. I'm going to feed this bus a carrot now. And if you couldn't tell, I was doing an impression of Chris Cyborg, Chris Cyborg if she was Vanderlei Silva in heels. Remember when Charles Barnett KO'd Vanderlei? I know it was shocking, wasn't it? And again, I think that Vanderlei was often protected by pride, often facing guys who weren't his own size. And then once he got into the UFC, he was fucking cooked. He was already getting knocked out before he even entered the UFC. And that's why, honestly, guys, you shouldn't be surprised that all these Pride fighters got KO'd upon their first or second appearances in the UFC, because Pride was a different style, and they were run by the Yakuza, so they had a bunch of fighters who were just showing up on short notice to face these fucking champions. You know what I'm saying? So way different style with the UFC compared to Pride. That's good. Da boo dee da boo die, da boo dee da boo die, da boo dee da. I'm in a good house with a good window. Good is the color I want when I wear. Good is the color I want when I see. Good is all the things I see around me. I'm good and da boo dee da boo die. Well, I'd be watching it, unless I'm in a Clockwork Orange and they got me strapped to the chair with my eyes. Make it stop! Mercy! Mercy! I don't like boxing anymore! Don't do it! I hate combat sports! Then I'll watch the fight. Can you do a T-Rex jump scare? That's Godzilla. Whoops. But I was doing my impression of Volkanovski there because he's got little T-Rex arms. Jesus Christ. Do Ewan McGregor. Oh, I could have actually twisted something there. Sorry. Ewan McGregor. Oh, that guy? What has he done? Oh, God. Now I remember. He did fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, of course. He did. Here's an impression of Ewan McGregor. They murdered everyone, including the children. I'm sorry, I can't take this seriously. And also, you were the chosen one, Anakin. I loved you, Anakin. The ways of the Force are very mysterious, and you must be careful, Anakin Skywalker, unless you want to be seduced by the ways of the dark side. I loved you. I cared for you. Oh, this is a weird CGI freak in front of me who is going to ruin this entire trilogy. So, honestly, Misa dead. All right, there was a time me and Alex and three droogs, we sat in the Korova milk bar drinking milk. Ewan McGregor will play Paul Craig in the Paul Craig documentary. Yes, he will. Volk has large arms. No, he does not. Ewan McGregor was in Clockwork Orange. All right. Yes, he was. Totally. I was cured. All right. All right. So this is how I want to wrap up everything, troopers and grinders. I would like you all to just have a moment of silence, and I want it to be for about a minute to honor those who lost their lives on 9/11 and are still suffering from the results of those attacks. So if we could have a moment of silence for just about a minute. All right, there you go. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around, hanging out for Hank's think tank, and thank you for showing respect. And I think I'm going to wrap it up, guys. So thanks for watching. Thank you very much, Matua. But until we meet again, troopers and grinders, you have escaped the war zone for now. Ah!